I want to talk about the morning routine. I am an early riser. I do naturally wake up very early. And I also naturally go to bed very early. My friends will tell you I've fallen asleep on many, many sofas over the years. There's just this point in the evening where I can't go on. And so that is how my cycle works. So when I hear these bros on the internet talking about the 5 a.m. club and working on that morning routine, that does sit well with my natural rhythm, I guess. However, there have definitely been times over the last decade since being a mum where I have not prioritized that morning routine in the slightest. And I have truly been in survival mode. I have been grabbing those pockets of sleep when I have needed them. And I remember it especially with my son. You know, he'd be awake every hour, all the hours, feeding. And then there might be this magical moment where about 4:05, he'd give you that look of like, should we go to sleep now? Yes. It was almost like, I'm so full, I'm done for the night. And then there was that lovely window of 4 till 7 where you both get a big chunk, and it would be great and so needed. So my relationship with morning routines has mainly been consistent for a lot of my adult life, but it also hasn't been static or stuck. I've known when I've needed to prioritize sleep, or, you know, I've been with babies watching CBeebies early in the morning and I've not been working on myself. However, generally now I am at a stage where my children are 5 and 9, and they are not so much, touch wood or the wood, they are not awake at 5 a.m. wanting things. So if I wake up at 5, which I naturally often do, I can sometimes have, on a good day, a good hour to myself, and on a really good day, 5 till 7. And if I have that 2-hour section, I do feel great, especially if I get a run in the morning before the school run. Like this morning, I woke up, I did some journaling, I did some thinking, I opened the back door and I was sitting outside just thinking about my life, and I had 2 massive cups of tea, and it was a beautiful thing. However, here's what I want to say. There is this feeling or this understanding or this narrative that if you do these 5 things in the morning, therefore everything else is going to be perfect. Therefore, everything else in your life and business is perfect. And the more people that I speak to, the more that I hear the same story. I ask them how they are, and they go, yeah, you know, I'm fine. I'm doing this and this is happening and I'm really excited about that. But I've also got all of this other stuff going on in the background, and I'm scared and I'm worried and I'm overwhelmed and I'm doing all of the things and I've no idea what I'm doing, and all of it. It is a whole pick and mix of emotion. And so what I want to invite you to do today is, yes, find those things that make you feel good. If you feel good, you're more likely to do good, and that is always a great thing. However, I also want you to think about, from a strategic point of view, seeing your business as being separate from you and being something that you are encouraging for it to be independent. And so it doesn't need you all the time, but it still does what it needs to do. Meaning, even if you have a brilliant morning routine or you don't, or you're working and you're in a season of working hard, or you're not, your business will still have that predictability. It will still have that rhythm to it. It will still feel like it's in flow, and it can give you what you need. So one of the things that I have really worked on over certainly the last decade, when I have definitely, since I've had children, woken up and I've thought, And I guess this is partly of having two small people. Like, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, generally, there is a sort of consensus of what it could look like. But you're always like, somebody might fall over, somebody needs this, somebody's just not in a great mood, somebody's worried about something. I remember having this with my daughter once, and I thought she was upset about one thing because she'd spoken about it. And just before she went to sleep, she dropped this absolute clanger, and I had to stop and go, what? Oh, that's what you're upset about. Oh, okay. And then it all kind of fell into place and it was all fine. But whether or not you have children, there will always be these things that are going on. And so what I want to help you to do is to take out the decision making, or take out the things that are blocking and stopping you. So no matter how you're feeling, you can crack on. Over the years, I have worked so hard on working out on what my USP is. I never have an issue with content of like, what shall I post today? Because I've built systems to write down my ideas. I'm always thinking, I've got those things that work with my brain. Equally, I am very clear on my sales pages, so people don't have to go back and forth. They can just buy the thing and get the thing, and it's a really great thing. So I want to help you, whether or not this is in one of my one-on-one sessions on a short-term basis, or you want to do this over a longer period of time. I want to help you to build this business so it's independent of you. I'm not saying it's going to be something that you just leave and then it just is left to its own devices, but it's still got a bit of charge without you having to run alongside it the whole time, even though you're absolutely knackered. It's got that sense of, do you know what? I'm all right for the morning. I can still do what I need to do. There is so much guesswork and so much indecision, I'm not sure what I'm doing, that is getting in the way from what we actually want to do. And I know that it can be difficult. I know that it can be difficult to make a decision and say, right, this is the thing that I'm going to do. But if you can be decisive, if you can be clear, if you can be discerning, that's when you're going to get really great results. And by all means, meditate for 3 hours every single morning. But if, like me, meditating for 3 hours every morning just does not seem realistic at this time, come and work with me and follow my method, and let's find a way that this business can really thrive no matter what age and stage and season of life you are in. Send me a message, let's have a chat and go from there. Lots of love. Bye.